Okay, so here we are back at the page, and this time I'm going to click on the journal, magazine, and news article databases. Now, there are a variety of databases, and depending on which subject or class you're in, you're going to want to choose one of these tabs. Now, in this case, I could be inclined to do social sciences and social issues, but for the sake of just getting you an idea of a general database, I'm just going to go to here, and I'm going to click on Academic Search Premier and Master File Premier, because it's the most general, widely used source. Now, there's a couple of things that I'm going to make sure are clicked, which now it looks like the default is to select those, but you always want to make sure that full text is selected. In addition, if you're looking for specific date range, then you can modify it here, and then you can also do limits based on particular publication type preferences and whatnot. Okay, but I'm more concerned about the full text because there's nothing worse than finding a source that you like and then having that source not be available. All right, so then up here, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I select abstract. Remember from the last video that abstracts are often summaries written by the author or the publisher to tell you what a particular source is about. Okay, so to give ourselves a little more variety, I'm not going to use the subject that we used last time. I'm going to go ahead and type in, let's see, what subject should I use? I'll just go ahead and do the NFL, since that coincides with an outline that I will show you probably at the beginning of week 5. Okay, so I'm going to click on search. All right, and here, wow, that's way too many sources that pop up, right? So I'm specifically interested in the NFL and domestic violence. So this time I'm going to type in domestic violence, and again, I'm going to select abstract. All right, and then I'll go ahead and hit search again and see if that narrows it down. Wow, that significantly narrows it down to 53, which is great. Okay. So at this point, again, I can start to modify. Now, in this case, sources are often best if they're more recent, so I'll probably limit it to 10 years. Looks like 51 sources are still remaining, and then I begin to peruse the list of sources. Notice that over here, I can also chat with the librarian if I don't like what's on this list, okay? So for the sake of, let's see. All right, so here you can see there's two different types of sources kind of being thrown at me, right? There's one by common applications or publications, not applications, such as Sports Illustrated and Time, right? Those are more pop culture magazines. And then there are also there are also sources such as journals, right? Texas Review of Entertainment Sports Law. Now, it's not that Sports Illustrated can't be used, but you don't want to ignore journal reviews, right? Because these are probably peer-reviewed journals, scholarly journals that are going to give you more information, right? 5 pages versus 29 pages. The 29 pages is probably going to be more helpful. So, in this case, I'm going to click on this, and you'll see there's similar information to what you see in the book database, right? There's the author's name, the title of the publication. This is the year that it was published, right? And then you have the volume and then the number of pages. And then here it gives you subject terms. Now what's important about this is if you feel like you've exhausted all the subject terms, well, we just put in our own subject term, and if you don't like the list that it gives you, then you can click on one of these and it'll take you to this other list, right? So in this case, it's telling us he's had the NFL commissioner, right, which is Roger Goodell, has had the authority to punish players for conduct detriment to the integrity of or public confidence in the game of football since 1960, but he didn't exercise it, right? And then it goes on to tell you the rest of the article. So it's not that I have to read it now, right? Here's the PDF. But again, I can email it to myself, right? Okay, so research essay source on NFL. And then if I want, I'll put in, and this time I'm not going to compose it as you listen to me, but brief summary here, right? Okay. And then I can go ahead and click send. Okay, so basically what I keep doing is I just keep going through the database and looking at the result list until I have about 5 or 6 sources that I may want to read more specifically.